Good evening, everybody. My name is Chris, and I am the Assistant Textbook Manager at the Barnes & Noble UD Bookstore. I'm here today to talk to you about course materials because they are evolving so quickly, it's almost too difficult to keep up. New books, used books, rentals, digital books, lab manuals, and custom course packs, as well as a program used here at the university called Digital Delivery. During my presentation, if you have any questions, please feel free to add them to the Q&A. Jen and Lindsay will be answering questions in the Q&A, and Jen will join us at the end of answer Q&A frequently to ask questions. Next slide, please. Digital delivery is a method some faculty members choose that provides their students with required digital course materials by the first day of class. Biology 207, Math 115, and Spanish 105, all huge first-year classes, are just a few examples of courses that have come to rely on. On the screen, you can see a sampling of some courses that use digital delivery during the spring 2023 semester. As you can see, many courses across many disciplines use digital delivery. Next slide, please. Digital delivery enables you to have what you need immediately and at the best value. For example, one of our digital delivery courses, Econ 103, offered savings of nearly $100, reducing costs from $159.99 to only $60. Some digital delivery courses offer an optional printed copy of the book for a reduced price to any participating students. Printed copies of books for digital delivery classes are generally priced between $25 and $55 depending on the publisher. Digital delivery courses are set up by the faculty, and you will be notified prior to the start of a semester if you are currently enrolled in any classes using it via your UD email and your instructor. You will be charged directly to your student account. The charge will appear on your student account after the ad drop period. It will be from the university bookstore. Students who do not wish to participate will have an option to opt out. To opt out, you must reply to the email sent to you from the UD bookstore. However, please go to class first. Many digital delivery courses come with homework and quiz assignments that are required for class. Next slide, please. Aside from digital delivery, plenty of courses still rely on good old-fashioned textbooks, and this is where our rental program comes into play. Last year, we rented about 20,000 books, with about 75% of our titles available to rent. Used rentals are far and away the best value for students. Renting used books can save you up to 80% compared to buying a new book. Each semester, rentals are due back at the end of finals week. Keep in mind that if you fail to return rental books, there is a replacement fee that will be charged, so don't forget to bring those rentals back and in good shape. You are allowed to write and highlight in your rental as long as there is no damage to the book. Next slide, please. Digital delivery and rentals are just a few of the course material offerings we offer here at the Barnes & Noble UD Bookstore. Listed on the screen are all of the different offerings. Used books have been used by other students at UD and other universities. Since they have been used before, they are less expensive than a new textbook. Due to this, used books may have limited stock and sell out quickly. You can purchase or rent a used book depending on the title and in-store availability. Textbooks are also available in new condition. These are brand new textbooks that come straight from the publisher and have not been used by anyone. These are traditionally new editions. As such, they are more expensive, my apologies. New editions and certain types of textbooks, such as custom books, are only available in new conditions. You can purchase or rent a new book depending on the title and in-store availability. Course packs and lab manuals are custom printed paperback texts created specifically for courses at UD. They contain material written by the professor and are printed closer to the start of the semester. Usually, we receive them during the first week of classes. The price will say $0 until the course pack arrives and the price is properly given from the university. The price will automatically update in your order when fulfilled. You will still want to place an order for these items. That way, when we do receive the materials, you are guaranteed a copy and an email that it is ready for pickup. There is also a digital purchase option for digital versions of a textbook, which is different from digital delivery that was explained earlier. Digital purchases are referred to as an ebook. Yuzu is our online electronic book platform. When you order a digital book, you will go to yuzu.com, that's yuzu.com, and log in with the exact email address that you use to purchase the digital book. Once you log in, you will have access to the digital book in your Yuzu library. You can purchase or rent a digital book depending on the title. Some digital purchases also come with courseware or homework, which is also accessed from yuzu.com. Next slide, please. I know this is a lot to take in, but getting your course materials is much easier now than it used to be. Here's how it works. When you receive your schedule at the beginning of August via WebReg, you'll see a button on the bottom of the page that says Buy or Rent Textbooks. If you click that button, it will preload a shopping cart with only your required and recommended items, whether they are digital delivery or printed books. If you place an order for your books through our website, you are able to charge directly to your financial aid and student account. Next slide, please. Here is what your preloaded shopping cart will look like after clicking Buy or Rent Textbooks. A few things to note. Digital delivery courses will have a price in the title, and TBD will show as the price when you add it to your shopping cart. You do not need to add this to your shopping cart. As we discussed earlier, this material is automatically delivered to you and charged to your student account. If you do add this to your cart, we will cancel it off. For the title Mass Communication Law in a nutshell, you can see that you have 5 different versions of how you can receive this material. Printed upgrades and some other titles will be listed as recommended. This means that the faculty member is only recommending this title for the course, not requiring it. You can also see that for HLPR 222, there is only a digital purchase option available for this course. This is an example that has only an ebook or digital option. At this point, you can select which items you want to add to your cart. Next slide, please. After you select which items you want in your shopping cart, this is what your shopping cart will look like. Then you will be able to proceed to checkout. Next slide, please. Before you can continue to checkout, if you've selected any used books, you will receive this pop-up alert about your used books. Your cart total is an estimated total based on textbook options you've selected. If a used book is not available, we will substitute it for a new book, and your final total will be higher than the current estimate. By clicking Proceed to Checkout, you acknowledge that your actual total may be higher than the current estimated total based on the used book availability. We try to the best of our ability to give you used books or new books if that is what you've selected. It is based on a first-come, first-served basis, so that is a reason to place your order early. If you ordered a used copy and receive a new copy and truly do not want this new copy, we can do a refund for the book when you pick up your order, as long as it is during the first week of classes. Next slide, please. Next, you will be able to select if you want to pick up in store or have your course materials delivered to you for a small fee. You can always skip the shipping charges and pick up all your books right at the store when you move in. If you place an order through our website, we'll have a box with your name on it waiting to be picked up. Why drag one more box with you when you're trying to move in? If you do select in-store pickup, you will receive an email like this one displayed on the screen with a barcode. This is the email that you will show at the online pickup window to receive your box. If you receive this email before you arrive to campus, no worries. We will hold all orders until after the start of the semester. Next slide, please. In-store shopping is always a great option once the semester starts. If you add or drop a course, you need to come into the bookstore to exchange your course materials. You will be able to walk the textbook shelves and pick out what you need for your new classes. Next slide, please. Just to recap, here is our timeline. You will receive your schedule in early August, order your course materials, receive digital delivery emails if you are enrolled in any digital delivery classes, move in, visit us at the UD Bookstore to pick up your course materials, you'll go to class, receive a reminder email about your digital delivery classes. After add drop, you'll see the digital delivery charge posted to your student account, and finally, return those rentals during finals. Next slide, please. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all understand a little bit more about course materials. I will now open it up to questions.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jennifer Gall. I'm the general manager at the bookstore, and I'm just going to answer some of those frequently asked questions that we got, a few of the same. So one of the main questions is, how do you order? Ordering is done through the student schedule. When their student schedule is locked in, which is generally the beginning of August, not always August 1st, sometimes August 2nd or 3rd, the students will receive an email that says their schedule is available. They'll go into their schedule and they hit a button that says buy or rent their textbooks. This will preload their shopping cart with the books that are only required or recommended for the courses that they are scheduled for. That's their particular course, section, and faculty member. At that point, the student or yourselves will choose how you want to consume that book. As Chris described, there's many of options. And then you decide whether you want to have those books shipped to you or you want to wait to have them picked up in the store. Another question that we're getting is, shouldn't you go to class first? By all means, if you want to go to class first as the student or as a family member, please keep in mind that used books and rental books go very quickly. They are pulled on a first come, first served basis. We will start to pull textbook reservations on August 7th. And we do that in numeric order in which they come into us. So when that is coming in, we start to pull. So yes, you're definitely more than welcome to go to class first. However, keep in mind that the least expensive options will go quickly. Upperclassmen mainly put in their book orders as well around the same time. And they are definitely all in different classes. So by all means. Another question we got is, can we come in to the bookstore to purchase your books? Books are generally available again around August 7th, though we get many orders from faculty members closer to the start of classes. You can come in, touch that book, take a look at those used books, decide which ones you want to take. Generally, our used books aren't overly used. And by that, I mean, there isn't a ton of highlighting and writing in them. You'll see some books with some highlighting in it, but many of our used books don't even have highlighting in them. But you're more than welcome to come in and physically look at the books and purchase them then. Our textbook shelves will open to the public on August 7th or around that date again. Also, Chris brought up, if you drop a class or you add a class, you'll need to, if you bought online, you'll need to come in and bring those books back by the return date. The last day to do a regular return is September 5th. And the last day to do a return, if you drop or add a class, is September 12th. You physically come into the bookstore to do that. You don't necessarily need to place a new order online for that new class, as the textbooks are here in the store. So generally, a lot of students, they bring that book back that they need to return. And then I know you're not in the bookstore, but you would literally turn around from that return counter and our textbooks are right there. Grab the book you need off the shelf and head down to the registers for that. And you can also purchase in store with financial aid or your student account as well. That is not just online only. Lindsay? The difference between digital delivery and digital purchase. That's a good question. We use a lot of digital delivery at the University of Delaware. A digital delivery class is where a professor has chosen for the entire class to use digital materials. Generally, that'll be an ebook and a homework assignment or access, as well as some faculty members use quizzes and tests that are enveloped in with that book. Those materials generally are available to the students a few days before classes start. They are the least expensive option for the faculty member to pick. The faculty member picks that option, lets the bookstore know what they're using. You will see that, as Chris showed on one of the slides, where it says digital delivery, the price is always in the title. And in the little price section, it says TBD. If you choose that and add that to your cart, we're going to cancel that because there's nothing to add to your order. Generally, what happens is we email about 3 or 4 days before the start of class to let the students know they have a digital delivery and for what class we send. So if your students are in 3 digital delivery classes, they're going to get 3 digital delivery emails from us, 1 for each class. The faculty member generally send an email as well to explain how they're going to access, how the student will access that digital material. Some professors don't. They wait until the first day of class. The reason why the faculty members like digital delivery, for a number of reasons. The students have their materials on day one. Assignments can start right away. This is the least expensive option. And a lot of professors are definitely price conscious and they want to get the best value for the students. That's digital delivery. A digital purchase, or what Chris called an ebook, or the book that's accessed through yuzu.com, is, I look at it this way. It's kind of like that book that you could read on a Kindle or a Nook, right? So maybe Moby Dick is being used for English 110, section 10. That book could be used rental, new rental, or digital purchase, meaning there is an ebook that's available. Ebooks generally are not selected by the faculty. You'll see ebooks as recommended, as a choice that you could make. Some students really prefer to have the paper copy if possible, and other students really prefer to have the digital version. Occasionally, a faculty member will request a digital copy. Chris showed an example where only a digital book is available for a class. That is the only way that textbook can be purchased. Sometimes that's a book that's older, generally out of print, and the only option at this point is an ebook. A little different in that sense. It's not automatically something that the student's going to receive as well. Students really like digital books because digital books can be purchased anytime and they are given access immediately. So if a student buys a digital book, Moby Dick, on October 13th at 11:30 at night, they go on our website, they purchase that, and they have access to it generally within the next hour. So a lot of times digital books become a great option, maybe when you waited before to purchase a book, but not every book is available digitally. So hopefully that answers that question. George, is there any way you could go back and put our timeline back on the screen? Thank you. So we've gotten asked a number of times to have this timeline put back on the screen. This is a great tool, as Chris has gone over. So generally, and I'll just do it again. So generally, the students receive their schedule around the 1st of August. Generally, it's between the 1st and the 4th. When they receive their schedule, when it is locked in, they will have the ability to go into WebReg and pick the schedule. And then when they see the schedule, there's a place where they can view the schedule, and it's great. For me, I love it, right? You can see like Monday through Friday, what time your classes are. And additionally, on that screen is a button that says buy or rent your textbooks. What happens by clicking that is you only see the books that are for your class. If you go directly to our website and you click on textbooks, you can look up every course individually to see what book is being used, but it's very time consuming. And this link just bridges the two things together, bridges the schedules with the actual books that are for that class. If you don't see something listed, you may see something that says no textbook required. Clearly, right? Just there's no text for that particular class. Sometimes there's a pre-order. The faculty member has yet to place an order for that particular class. And you can go ahead and click a button that says, let me know when that pre-order is available. I'd like to opt into that. Every time a faculty member places an order, regardless of when it is, and again, there are orders that come in last minute. There are faculty changes that happen. They will place that order and it is available. You'll see it immediately on the website. So you order your course materials. Again, if you're looking for used rental or used books, the faster you place the order, the more likelihood that you'll have to get the ability to get that. As Chris said in the video, we try to fill those used rentals. But we do run out. We only have a certain amount for every single class that we have. And not every single class is rental. Not every single class has a used. As Chris said, there's special custom or new edition books that come out. That's why that little box comes up where you click saying that you acknowledge that we may have to substitute that out. So you order your course materials. What happens then on the web order side, or those orders come to us, they are pulled numerically. Like I said, on a first come, first served basis. We start to do that on August 7th. What happens next? Behind the scenes, we're getting those orders ready. Your student may place an order on August 7th. We may send an email that says their order is ready on August 10th. Please, 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 no, you do not have to pick those up if you're not local. Just some people like to come in and get them ahead of time if they live close by. If not, those books are totally available and will stay put through move-in weekend. We generally give the students 1 week to pick up their textbook web orders. We send an email reminder out on Labor Day weekend saying, hey, your textbook web order is still here and it has not been picked up with the hours on it. So that's what's happening on the web order side. Then what's happening on the digital delivery side is that's when students start to receive their email. We start emailing about a week before the start of school. Again, the students receive an email for each class that they're enrolled in that have digital delivery. A lot of first year students will have anywhere from 1 to 3 digital delivery classes. So if you're in, Spanish 105, you're going to get an email for Spanish 105. If you're in Math 114, you're going to get an email for Math 114. This is where we definitely suggest you go to class first before you opt out of a digital delivery. By opting out of the digital delivery, what will happen is you will lose access to all digital material. So if that professor is using a digital delivery for homework or quizzes, the student will not have access to that if they opt out. So digital delivery, you can opt out all the way until the last day of ad drop. So this year that would be September 12th by midnight. So the email is really just a reminder, hey, you're in a digital delivery class. Your faculty member is going to provide you more information. Here's the cost. Here's the date. Here's how to opt out. Definitely, if you're the student, go to class first. If you're the family member, encourage your student to go to class first. We have many students that just opt out and say, I'm going to try to find this cheaper somewhere else. And then they realize their homework assignments are due and they can't find the item less expensive and they need to opt in. It takes some time for that, for us to reactivate them. So please go to class. Please see if you really need it. If you want to opt out, by all means, opt out. Again, the reason why faculty members pick this way is because it's the least expensive option and it gives access immediately. In foreign language classes, this allows homework to start immediately. So just go to class. If you want to opt out, wait till like day 2 to do that. A lot of times we'll get students who opt out and then they want to opt back in. We can opt them back in again, but it's not instantaneous. You move in, you come visit us hopefully at the bookstore, right? And you pick up your web order from us on the 2nd floor. And then you go to class. If you wait to buy your books, go to class and then come into us. Know that if you put a textbook web order in after the first day of class, that's a 24-hour turnaround time. So if the student is placing an order at 10 o'clock at night on the first day of class, we try to have that order ready when we open at 9 a.m., but it can take us as long as 24 hours to fill that order. It is better for the student at that point to come into the store, get those books right off the shelf and take them downstairs for purchase. But if you want to place the web order, we try to turn it around. If the order is placed before 10 o'clock at night, we try to get that ready for 9 a.m. the next day. But again, sometimes that doesn't happen. So the student is more than welcome to come in and just purchase right from the shelf. After we get past the first day of class, about 4 or 5 days before the ad drop period, so around September 7th, students are going to get another reminder for digital delivery. If they have dropped the class since they received the first email, there is nothing that they need to do. We pull course rosters after ad drop. So if a student drops the day of ad drop on the 12th, or they drop on September 5th, they will not be charged. Their name is not going to be pulled. They don't need to opt out to us if they're dropping the class. The only reason why they need to do the opt out is if they truly don't want those materials. And just so you know, as a family member, we will reply to the student and let them know that this is a homework assignment or a quiz component of their class. And just please confirm that you really want to opt out of that. And if they do, we opt out of them. Again, they lose access. Ad drop happens, and literally on the 13th, the last day to ad drop is the 12th. So on the 13th, we will pull those rosters and we begin putting them on the student accounts. So they do need to opt out before midnight on September 12th. If they have a physical book that they need to bring back to the store, they actually have until September 13th to do that. That is the last day we'll take ad drop books back, physical books. And then the digital delivery posts. It takes us about 5 to 7 days to post to students' accounts. Generally, we have about 20,000 digital delivery postings that we're doing to students' accounts. So your student may get a charge on September 13th for their Math 114. And then on September 15th, they may get charged for their Spanish 105. It will not be all on the same day. Maybe it will, but generally it takes us about 5 to 7 days to post to the student accounts. And that is literally mid-month. So you will, at the end of September, receive that statement from the University of Delaware. Please keep in mind the University of Delaware bookstore charge is either the student charged to their student account or financial aid on the web, in person, or it's a digital delivery. So please, if you're questioning, please ask your student, did you receive an email? Is this digital delivery? They definitely have those emails as well. So, and then of course, as Chris said, the last thing, return your rentals during finals. Rentals are due back the last day of finals. So that is December 17th. They can bring them back at any point. If a student is done with a book on October 15th, they are totally done. It's not being used for finals and they want to bring it back so that they know they've returned it. They're more than welcome to return their rentals at any time during the semester. It is just important for them to return on December 17th if they have kept them until that point. There is an option, and the students, again, they will get automatic reminders that their rental books are due. They'll have the option to print out a UPS shipping label for $5 if they've left campus. But the due date is still December 17th, whether they're shipping it or coming in to drop it off. We have students that hold them all and wait till their last final to bring them in. And we have students who bring them back after every final. It is totally up to the students how they want to do that. Where do we see this recording? That is a great question. I believe it's going to post on the Blue Hen Family Hub, but it generally takes 3 to 4 days, I believe, to have it posted. George, do you know that question by any chance?
That is the correct answer. Yes, that will be posted on the Blue Hen Hub. Yes.
And students definitely are more than welcome to view this presentation. By all means, please let them. It is a group effort at the bookstore. It's a group effort with families as well. We did not put our website on the slide, but you're more than welcome if you go to the bookstore website. There's a contact us button. You can send us an email if you have any additional questions. We're more than happy to answer them too.
When the post charge the student account, what does that mean?
Oh, so we got a question when the digital delivery charge is posted to the student account. So what that means is that's their bill that they're getting from the University of Delaware. That bill will show tuition. It will show any charges that they have. They can put items on their bookstore. You know, they can come into the bookstore, they show us their ID, they can put that charge on their student account. They can do that also on the web, but the digital delivery charge is posting to the student account. So that means it is posting to the student bill. And I know those generally get sent out at the end of the month. So we put those fall charges on in the middle of September. So generally families tend to see them towards the end of September when they get that end of September bill. Hopefully that answers that question. Anything else, Lynn? So just a couple of dates to go over really quickly. I think the timeline, is very helpful. We start pulling textbook reservations on August 7th. We start 3 weeks before the start of classes. Again, if you get the email that says it's ready for pickup and you're not coming until August 26th, it's okay. You don't need to send us an email and tell us that you won't be here until the 26th. Your box is literally kept in our back room until you come to pick it up. The last day for regular returns, no questions asked, is September 5th. If you purchase something in store, you have to have your receipt. If you purchase on the web, you don't need to bring us anything. You're going to tell the person when you're doing a return that you purchased your books on the web, and we actually obviously have that information. We may ask you for an order number. That'll speed up the process. But if you purchase in store, you must have a physical receipt. If you pay with a credit card, a bank statement, a credit card statement, but we do need something paper for that. But that's no questions asked. It doesn't matter if the student dropped the class, decided they didn't want the book. Please keep in mind, though, if you buy a new book and you've highlighted or written in a new book, we can only take that book back for a used book because now the book is used. If the new book is untouched, still in shrink wrap, haven't been opened, it will be returned as a new book in full condition. If you've rented a book and you decide in the first week you actually really want to keep this book, you feel like you're going to need this book and you don't want to rent it, you can come into the store and we can change that rental to a purchase. We can also change the purchase to a rental if it's eligible, and that all needs to be done by September 5th. The last day for add drop is September 12th. Again, students have to opt out to their digital delivery on September 12th. So by 11:59 on September 12th, they need to opt out. They can return physical books that have been dropped. Those classes have been dropped on September 13th. And then October 18th, that is when students can no longer charge to their student account or financial aid. So if a student needs any books or school supply material, those charges have to be put in by the middle of October 18th. After October 18th, you will not be able to charge to your student account or financial aid online or in store. The next term, winter term, financial aid and student billing start mid-December. So there is a cutoff period for that. And then, of course, digital delivery charges, I missed that, September 13th through the 19th. And then, of course, as Chris said, rental books are due back during finals. Linz? Other than that, does any other questions? If you do have questions, again, if you just go to the UD bookstore, go to contact us, there's a little link, you can send us an email. We'll be more than happy to answer those questions if you have them. If you're local and you want to come visit, again, August 7th is generally when the textbooks are fully or almost already on the shelves. And again, I say that because we get orders all the way up until the first week of school. I do think the only other thing to point out is, as Chris talked about, course packs and lab manuals. Labs generally do not start until the second week of classes. Lab manuals generally don't come to the bookstore until the first week of class. Lab manuals are submitted by your faculty members to the university printing department. They're printed and then they're brought to us at the bookstore. If you click that you want to put the lab manual in your cart, as Chris said, what will happen is when the book comes in, the price will update. We'll fulfill the order and you'll receive an email that says that lab manual is available. Please, if you're a family member or if you're a student, you are not the only person without a lab manual. There are generally no lab manuals until that first week of class. Lab does not start until the second week of class. Same thing with course packs. Traditionally, we don't get them until the first week of school, but we do know that they're being used. So that's why when you go and you preload your shopping cart and you see course pack for Jennifer Galt and the price says no price, that just means, yes, Jennifer Gall is going to submit a course pack. There's no price associated with it. If you click the button and add it to your shopping cart, you guarantee that when my course pack comes to the bookstore, it'll be available to you. How many students opt out for digital delivery? Very few, actually. A lot of the classes that use homework and quizzes and tests, obviously you can tell why they wouldn't opt out. That would affect their grade. There are definitely faculty members that use digital delivery for quizzes, midterms, final exams, tests. Our opt-out rate is generally less than 1%. And that's as a whole. There are classes where we see absolutely no digital delivery. Again, we try to educate the student. If you're a student listening, if you're a family member listening, please read that email. I know if you came to orientation over the last 30 days, you heard read your UDEL email, read your UDEL email, read your UDEL email. Read that email. It says that there's a homework component or there's a quiz component to your digital delivery. And that's why we encourage you to go to class before you just say, I don't want this. You may see the book online, maybe you see it on Chegg or you see it on Amazon and you're like, the book is cheaper, but it's not coming with the homework assignment. And homework assignments by themselves from publishers are generally super expensive. And that's why faculty members like digital delivery, because it keeps the cost down for the student. But again, go to class, ask questions, come to the bookstore. If you're unsure, there's many people that can explain the digital delivery. But when it comes to delivery of the digital delivery, the actual links, how they're going to access it, that all comes from the faculty members. We do not have that link. The faculty member will share with the student, this is how you access your digital delivery. They may give them a code, they may give them a website, it may be part of the LMS, it may be part of Canvas, they may be linking right from their class. All the information on how to link and what they're linking, like the actual nuts and bolts, comes from the faculty member. So go to class first. And ask the question. We get students on the first week that they just feel uncomfortable to say, I missed it. I'm not sure how to access it. We can send an email to the faculty member with the student's name on it, but it's really the student saying, hey, faculty member, I missed how I linked, how do I get to this? I can't find it. I'm having trouble. Faculty members are generally very, very helpful people and will help you with that. They love digital delivery. Again, the material is right there on day one. It's the least expensive option. And a lot of them use the homework and the quiz component. So I hope that answers those questions. That's a good question. The cutoff date, if you want your books shipped to your house, I would say that the order would have to be placed probably no later than, move-in starts on the 25th. We would need that order no later than August 16th, 17th, so that they would get out on the 18th. We all know that UPS is possibly in a strike mode. So I would pay attention to that as well. If you truly need your books and you want your books shipped to your home, I would order early. We don't, obviously, we're looking as a company to what methods we'll use to get textbooks in should UPS strike. But shipping out, we do ship UPS. So if there is a UPS strike, that may come into play and we may contact shipping orders. I think it's a little early for that, but I would say generally on a regular semester, if you have that order into us by the 16th, we can ship it out by the 18th, unless you're in California, which I would say California probably needs to get us no later than the 14th. Just know your shipping dates, that generally, 2 days, 3 days, 3 to 4 days for the Midwest, 5, 6, 7 days for the West Coast. So that's a good question as well, though. And it is totally up to you. There is a shipping charge. We do have a shipping fee for shipping textbooks. So Again, thank you so much for attending. As you know, we've stated this is going to be recorded. Please follow up if you have any questions. Click that contact us link in our website and let us know. So thank you to everybody. Thanks for attending.
Thanks, everyone.